Hi everyone, my name is Piterpakulski. Today we will be cooking revenues. Finally, I think this will gonna be a long video because we have some steps that we have to finish. So if you find this video valuable, you may give us a like, subscribe, share this video with your friends. You can also order financial models from scratch for your unique business ideas. We can help you with that. So what we need to calculate the revenues? First of all, we need the speed of the steps of reaching the planned revenues, the planned amount of checks. For that purpose, we have this group of this bunch of tables. Then we will also need the amount of checks as seasonality. So this is the typical year. So these are the portraits of street food spot types different. This is the amount of checks without seasonality, with seasonality, but without the percentage of reaching these planned values. And here we have here on the top we have every check. And here we have the amount of spots that are opening in this or that moment of timeline. So here we open 2 spots. Then here, if we are describing another, let me close it. Here we open, if we dive deeper, here we open in June 1 spot of this type. So we all need this information. So first of all, we need to create a table where we will be, so let me copy, let's say, this table. Amount of checks without operating activity, without operating activity start. So this will be a very simple table that will help us in further steps. So I will just go up. I will take this value, the amount of checks plus seasonality from this table. This will be a typical year. I will extrapolate this data from top to the bottom and from left to the right. And then I will just put equals here and extrapolate the seasonality to the right. And now we need to calculate the amount of checks, also looking at the amount of street food spots, and also looking at the speed of reaching the planned revenues. So we are copying these tables. For example, let's copy one of them. I will call it amount of checks final 0, let's say 300, and then 0 when the life cycle is over, for example. So this will be the portrait number 1. And now I will write the formula. So the format will be format cells. This will be a number. So now I need to calculate the amount of checks. How will I do that? So first of all, I will open this table. I will multiply these values on these values, and I will also multiply this on the amount of spots that we have.
The amount of spots
is placed here in this column.
So this will be the formula for the amounts of checks final.
So I'm taking this value, I'm increasing the line, then I say that we are multiplying on this percentage, and then I multiply that, for example, if in this month, in May, we will open 2 or 3 spots, and this will be placed here. So as we can see, we opened 2 spots here and 2 spots here. If we go to the left, we will be able to see that we opened 2 spots in May of this type, 2 street food types, and also we opened 2 spots in September 22. Then we press enter, and here we will be able to see the amount of checks for this type of street food spot type. So here we can see the amount of checks, and we can see how they are rising. This amount of checks is rising step by step, and if this amount of check will produce the revenues that are lower than your expenses, for example rent, payroll and so on, we will be able to see here the additional financing that we will need from our pocket to finance our business idea. And that's why we are using this level of detail, because you will be able to see the additional financing that you will need to put inside the business that you are opening. So here are the first two spots that we opened, and here in September we opened two more spots. So this is the street food spot 1 amount of checks. Now we are moving to the next portrait. So first, then second type, so I'm taking this line, I'm displacing to the type number 2. Here we can see that it displays to the type number 2. Here we can go to the right and see that it's also displaced to the right cell. So for this formula we just have to displace the cell from type 1 to type 2. Now we are extrapolating this formula to the bottom and to the right. So here we can see the amount of checks, starting and growing step by step, what is valuable for us.
Then we are moving to number 3.
Then 4. Then we are moving to 5, to 5th portrait. So now we can see that here, for example, for the portrait number 4, we are reaching the planned amount of checks right from the first month of operating activity. And for example, if we look at other types,
we will be reaching
step by step for a long period. This may create some operating losses that we are very interested in, because this will be our additional financing, fighting to know what can be, what might be, what this additional financing might be for our business idea. So this is the amount of checks. Now I will just consolidate the totals. I will take maybe the formula from previous totals, amount of spots at any given moment. So I have the totals from here. It also gathers the data, and I can use totals. Actually, I can just copy these cells and paste it here. Let's see. Yeah, so this is the 6th portrait, and this is the 1st portrait. Yeah, I guess that's okay to do that. So this is the final amount of checks for all spots according to the chronology
of when we open them,
and how, or depending on their types. So as we can see that here the spot, these amount of spots disappearing. If we add here the average check, we will see that the revenues will no longer exist, and we will get more accurate amount of revenues. We will get more accurate profits, payback period, and so on. So this is what we are fighting for. And now we can create the revenues. So this will be revenues final, dollar per month, dollar per month. Here I will place the portraits of our street food types, the names. Here I will place the chronology, and I will just multiply the amount of the final amount of checks on the average check that we specified here. And now we just drag the formula to the bottom and to the right. So here are the revenues. We can color them with greens. This line will go later to the cash flow statement. And what is valuable for us? We can easily create different scenarios. For example, so here we can see that street food spot number 6 gives us a very optimistic revenues. And for example, we just want to switch this off to see how the business will perform without this type of street food. we just go up, switched it off, and see here zeros. Or for example, we can decrease, for example, we can switch it on, but we can go and decrease the amount of checks. So amount of spots coefficient, this will be for amount of spots. Let me just find the inputs for the amount of checks. So amount of checks, it is here. So we can go, for example, here and take, let's say, 5% of basic scenario that we have. So without adjusting the inputs themselves, we can just simply create a scenario when we will be just setting up 5% of the basic scenario values, amount of checks. So we're taking just 5% of what we put in today. We can go back and see what will be the revenues if we are too optimistic. So we can easily play with all these scenarios. So when our financial model will be ready, all this system of coefficients will help us to see how our business model is stable. What will happen to the business if revenue decrease, if amount of check will decrease, if some expenses will grow. So we can, by the way, we can, for example, quickly go to the, for example, let's say we just want to open just one spot. For example, we want to open one spot, number 5 in April. One spot, April, one spot, and this is the revenue. This is the bad spot that generates us losses, and we close it in March. By the way, we need to see here some mistake. So we need to let me adjust the formula. To make the model clean. So if I want to quickly add some spots inside the timeline, for example, I want to open 3 spots of street food spot number 2 in May. I can just set up 3 spots in May, go back and see them adding to the revenue. And I can quickly create a numerous amount of scenarios. For example, I want to open 1 spot here, 5 spots here. So I'm opening a chain project, 3, quickly create new spots with different portraits, and I can see how my revenues will grow. And what is value also, how many spots at this or that moment at every given time
I have in my project.
depending on their profitability. If they are not so profitable, if they generate losses, I will close them and the revenue will disappear. As you can see here, 23 and 21 amount of spots, so they will be closed depending on the life cycle parameter that we set up on the top here. So let's move to direct costs at the next video. If you find this video valuable, you may give us a like, subscribe, share this video with your friends. You can also order financial models from scratch for your unique business ideas. We can help you with that. So see you guys in next videos. Thank you and bye.